I've really felt into the energy around tonight, and it is more of an informational night, for people who want to dive deeper into going beyond the simple 101 manifestation teachings that are out there. And so some of what I share may make no sense to you at all, and other things may totally resonate. So tonight, I want to invite you to allow the words that I share with you, or allow the pictures that I share with you, to give yourself an invitation to inquire more deeply into yourself, into what your truth is, into the alignment for you that you want for yourself in your life, what you want to bring out into the world, and an opportunity to tap into, what you already know, to remember what you already know. So we are all born in, as far as my vision is, or my viewpoint is, we are all born, as powerful, creative human beings. We have the power to create whatever we choose to create in the world. And this power lies within us, within our body, within our mind, within our heart and our body. And so tonight's webinar is to inspire, a remembering, a truth, to activate what you already know, to help you remember and connect with that awareness and integrate that awareness into your conscious mind, so that you then expand your ability to manifest. And I'm going to leave it there at that, and we'll get started with the PowerPoint presentations. So you might notice I'm looking away from the screen from time to time, because I'm just checking my phone to ensure that you guys can see, and watch out for your comments. Beautiful. So it looks good. Excellent. Beautiful. So welcome everyone to the Truth Beyond Manifesting. And I'm going to share with you lots of deeper aspects of manifestation that I've not only discovered through remembering, but also through the attraction of cutting edge teachers in the field, and studied quite intensively with them through experience, not through written language and following models, but actually through the application of remembering and integrating that memory into practice in everyday life. And that's a very powerful place to be, because when you can embody the awareness of the fact that we are born so powerful, and we are creators, we can create anything. Anything is possible. But the truth is that not many people really have dedicated themselves, or sort of tried to learn this more on an intellectual level, on a mind level, and not being and have some success, but not really be able to, anchor it into, everyday life as they walk their life, and be able to be that empowered, conscious creator that has the ability to not only create ease and flow in their own lives, but have greater impact in the lives of the people they connect with as well. And so I feel very passionate about being on a mission to help people remember their true essence, their personal power, and their gifts, and tap into their innate creative power to create the vision that they have for themselves and the world and for humanity. So if that sounds like you, yeah, give me a yes in the chat box. I'd love to see who's with me on this journey. Awesome. So what I'm going to be covering tonight is what limiting beliefs are, how they limit you in life and business, and how you can clear them to move forward. And I'm also going to be sharing how to turn your busy mind into a productive ally that will lead you to success. I'm going to also be covering how to attract abundance in all areas of your life, including wealth, health, relationships, and business. And 3 secrets to fast track your success and make your life epic in 2018. So I just want to share, because I really value your time, and I value, the time here. So if this, isn't something that may be of benefit to you, I'm going to let you know, basically if this is for you or if it's not for you. So this is for you if you are busy and you want more time, money, and freedom to be the best version of yourself, to take inspired action, to feel passionate, have a greater sense of purpose and meaning in your life, or to grow your business if you have one without sacrificing your lifestyle. And this is not for you if you aren't willing to invest energy in your personal and business development, aren't interested in developing the right side of your brain. You'd rather blindly follow the expertise of another than developing your own leadership. And you'd rather keep doing things the way you're going right now. So just weigh that up for yourself. And if you find this isn't actually, the educational platform or the webinar for you right now, that's okay. I want to thank you for your time, and hope you join us for the next webinar that may be more of a fit for you. If this is for you, let's get started. So who am I and what do I deliver and what's my intention for this training? Who am I is a really big question, to be honest, for me. It's something, I've been on a self-discovery path for over 2 decades now, and what I come to is who I am is who I choose to be. On my journey of unfolding, of discovering who I am, and that is without all the lies of society and the patterns of the past, and the ideals of what I thought were the way to live, or I thought was what was my path, because I learnt from society or my immediate environment. Outside of those, when I really come home to myself, I filtered through, what was not my truth, what was not my truth, and began to discover what was my truth, and what was the path that lit me up, and what was unique about me. And I discovered, some innate gifts about myself and some uniqueness. And prior to that, I never felt a belonging in the world. I constantly tried to fit in, and all it did was took me down a path of deep, deep depression and anxiety. I had nervous breakdown. I'd lost myself. I could go into great detail, but I'm not going to because we've got lots to cover tonight. But I had lost who I was, and you know, I could have really stayed lost in who I was, and but it got to a point where, you know, something happened in my life and just gave me some awareness to the fact that I didn't know who I was. And in fact, I was unhappy and miserable, and my mind was crazy. It was really crazy. My emotional state was numb, and I didn't have any sense of any spiritual aspect in my life. I didn't really know what spiritual was. I, you know, I didn't, yeah, I just thought spiritual was religion. Um, there were religious people in our family. And so I had a wake up call. And, you know, in that moment, time stopped. Actually stopped. And I just said to myself, I'm going to be well no matter what. And so that started my journey to be the woman that I am today. And it's been a very long self discovery journey and a very enjoyable journey, moving out of my own personal suffering that I brought on myself into living an extraordinary life. So I want to say I'm an ordinary person, but I live in an extraordinary way. And I really love helping people come into that extraordinary way of life as well. What do I deliver? I very basically coaching and courses to help people come home to themselves. That's the core of it. But I teach, you know, a lot of manifestation principles. So it's actually a fun way to come home to yourself and discover true power. My intentions for this training tonight is to inspire you guys to self-inquire, to go within and recognize the truth that lies within you, to connect with the part of you that is whole, complete, and perfect, just as you are. And remember your greatness. And have that connection with that co-creative space, that innate co-creative space within you, so that you can learn to walk on this earth as a powerful creator once again. So with this particular slide, I just want to point out that there's things that we know, there's things that we don't know, and there's things that you know that you don't know, and there's things you don't even know that you don't even know. Would you agree? Just type in the chat box. Yeah. So tonight, just be open to, you know, an invitation to be open, to be a little bit more aware of the things that you know you don't know, but connecting to that space, that inner knowing within you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about challenges with manifesting right now. And here is a really cool one. You know, we can be manifesting really well and you know, moving in a direction, and all of a sudden there's this big roadblock. Road closed, can't go there. There's a detour. And we can see this is a short section of road, and we actually want to go into, I don't know if I can use my pointer. We actually want to go in this in-between space. This is like home base. We want to go where that man is standing, if you can see him. So we actually, that's where we want to go to, but there's a roadblock. It's like you're hitting your head up against a brick wall, like everything's just stopped dead. Is that something that you guys can relate to, that this happens when you're manifesting? Like you feel like everything's flowing and then all of a sudden it feels like a dead end? How do you handle that? Do you just stop and wait? Or do you try and find another way? Or do you actually follow the detour sign, which is really listening into your heart space for your next step to guide you? Can you just pop in the chat box for me? Is how do you react when you get like a roadblock and you just can't get through? What happens? Do you go into emotional frustration? What happens for you? Procrastination, thanks. That's a great one. I take the detour, but sometimes can't see the detour and get frustrated. Great, thanks, guys. Yeah, this is common stuff, right? So, you know, what happens is what's happening is we have, you know, unconscious fear, something lying underneath the surface, you know, that we're not aware of within our own personal space that is creating that roadblock. Okay. And we might have limiting beliefs that, you know, are there that is also creating that roadblock. Or it might be that, you know, we've asked for something so many times, or we've asked for things a lot and none of those things have happened for us. So we might see it as we've had so many failed attempts at manifesting or going for gold or going for our goals that we've actually created more unconscious blocks around, you know, not achieving success. Because this is where we're so close to the, you know, the goal. We're so close to the mark at this particular roadblock. So, you know, it's really cool to recognize that roadblocks are just simply a sign to look within, to look into what you don't yet see within yourself. Look into those unconscious patterns, become aware of your belief systems that are not in alignment with the new reality that you are birthing, that you are making for yourself. So the next one is this one, this little beauty. So we have the kitten looking in the mirror. I absolutely love this one. So these are challenges as well. You know, how we see ourselves, how we feel about ourselves. You know, lacking confidence within ourselves. The little kittens, you know, looking at the big lion. The lion is confident. You know, having self-doubt. You know, the little kitten is new to life and very playful, and the little kitten might have some fears around certain things or may not. The lion is wise, and the lion knows exactly, you know, how to walk on this earth as a lion. He doesn't try to be anything that he's not. He has had his ups and downs. He's learnt how to walk the path of wisdom. And so when we have challenges, they too bring out that deeper sense of wisdom. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. And when you look back, you can always, you know, you can gain the wisdom in the moment, absolutely. But as you look into the past, you can see, you know, even greater wisdom as you move forward. And so having the confidence, I find, and self-doubt are the two biggest aspects for people. And the courage to take action. If it's something like a major life change that you're manifesting, having the courage to walk the path of your truth is a biggie as well. So I'd like to invite you to just notice what you're feeling in this moment, in how you see yourself. Do you see yourself as predominantly as the person who is more in fear, or more in the wisdom, in the courage, most of the time, or a bit of both, which is very normal, because the little kitten has some beautiful qualities to manifest it. The little kitten has the innocence. The little kitten has the quality of playfulness and fun and curiosity. And they're very key aspects to lightening up and being in that beautiful creative energy in a very light way, but a very powerful way. So I don't know about you guys, but I definitely can relate to these challenges. In the past, I worked in a bank for 9 years. It's the only job I've ever had. And I worked really hard, really, really hard. Like, I wasn't working for the money, I was working for recognition. I was an achiever. I wanted to be the best I could be at my job. And I worked very long hours, very, very long hours. Um, Often didn't get paid for it, and went above and beyond what I needed to in every single role that I played. And I did climb the corporate ladder. I was quite high in the field in those days. Women didn't really get leadership roles, but at 21, I had a leadership role. Um, yeah, I think we've all been there, done that. Like, worked really hard, got caught up in you've got to work hard for, you know, to make to make a stand in the world, to be seen, to be heard, to, you know, be respected in a career. And the other one is being tied to time, being so busy doing what we think we need to do to create an outcome, because we've been programmed to think that, from a logical perspective, that we achieve goals by making a plan and sticking to that plan. And that truly is one way of meeting your goals, for sure. But in my experience, what I've found personally and through working with people, that it creates major burnout, particularly for women, because it's more of a masculine orientated way. And it actually limits your potential to meet your heart's desires, meet those dreams, easier and quicker. Because what happens is you're very focused on logical, practical steps, and your logical mind has created the plan to get there. So there's no room for the universe to bring in, ease and flow. There's no room for the universe to just drop things in your lap. There's no room for the universe to actually give you more than what you've asked for. So I want to invite you just to reflect on what I've just shared with that. Have you felt burnt out from traditional goal setting? And the other challenge that I've noticed a lot of people fall into when they've learnt about, the law of attraction through The Secret, and, many of the teachings out there, and that they've kind of gone the other way. they've kind of, you know, it's been one way or the other. They've kind of like gone, oh, you know, it's just going to fall in my lap. I don't have to do anything. I don't need to take action. It's just going to fall out of the sky. And so they can fall into a place of procrastination, or a place of what I call waiting energy, waiting for it to arrive, or maybe even saying, this is a really popular spiritual term, it'll arrive in divine timing. And divine timing, there is a truth around that in my personal experience, but I'm going to say it also can be a sabotage. It can be a slight safe problem for not manifesting it as well. And what I mean by that is one of the things to cultivate within yourself is discernment. You know, a master knows when to, you know, keep working at something, stay with something, but they also know when it's time to let something go. So by learning to discern, learning to go within yourself and have that conversation with your personal inner knowing, you know, you connect with the divine timing. You actually connect with the divine timing rather than assuming or thinking, staying at the intellectual level and thinking, oh, it's just divine timing. It's a very subtle thing, but it's also something that when you learn to go that little bit deeper, the freedom you experience and the direction and clarity you have about where you're at any given moment, and the confidence you have about what's unfolding in your world, in your reality, what is, you know, moving into your reality in a physical form, and what is to, you know, to move out of your reality, whether it be relationships, whether it be something physical, whether it be a moving your home. You actually have the ability to be in tune with the movement of the energy, with the movement of the non-physical to the physical. Gee, I'm going really deep in here with the language. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Just type yes or no. The channel's coming through, so I'm getting into less ordinary language. Great. Thanks, guys. So ask yourself, you know, around something you've been wanting to manifest, you know, do you fall into waiting energy? And there's a difference between waiting energy and just being unattached and having this inner knowing. It's moving into your life. You're feeling it being close to you. You're feeling the energy of whatever you're asking for is moving into your reality. So learning how to work with energy, learning how to feel energy, learning how to have that conversation with the energy of source that moves from non-physical into physical energy, and then from physical energy eventually will be move from physical energy back into non-physical. So the Buddhists say that the only thing you can be guaranteed in life is non-permanence. Or the only thing you can be guaranteed in life is that everything is change. We're all subject to change. So beautiful. So I popped this one in here too because one of the biggest manifesting challenges is the representation of balance, balancing your time and balancing, you know, the ability to create the abundance in your life that you want for yourself. You know, not living by traditional means and society's rules, but actually coming into balance, coming into alignment and attunement with your own personal set of rules and guidelines, your own compass for you. because we are living in an age where you can live life on your own terms. And if you choose to step out of what we call the matrix, the way that everyone else, not everyone, but the way the majority of the population live, and actually step into the next paradigm, which I call fourth dimensional living, which is leading from your heart, that is a timeless space, which means that you experience freedom, and whatever that means to you. So I call it real-time manifesting. Do you like these guys, Wonder Woman and Superman? So in the Matrix, in the old paradigm, you know, I think a lot of us feel that we are Superwoman or Wonder Woman or Superman. You know, we, in this modern world, we're so busy, and in the old Matrix, we stay really busy and work really hard and try to be everything to everyone. And yeah, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really end too well for us. You know, we're not really living, you know, living our full potential. We're not really living, you know, a fulfilling life. We're often feeling drained and burnt out, but continue to try and fill up from, you know, behaviors and habits that have been learned, you know, from our environment, from society, from parents, that keep you feeling, you know, small and keep you striving, you know, to be Wonder Woman or Superman in a way that you'll never really truly feel it. You know, that inner power that you know on an unconscious level, that you know even on a conscious level, that this amazing creative power inside of you, this personal power that you have, that allows you to be at the top of your game, to be in your full vibrancy, to attune to your own personal guidance system and take direct action to have that manifestation, to have that experience. From this place, from this connected place, from this place of embodied creative power, you can manifest in a heartbeat. The question is, it's all a matter of you being in a state of readiness, you being in a state of discernment, of being in a place where you have self-mastery at a level of choosing, deciding, manifesting, at a level of it being best for yourself, humanity, the planet, and your environment. So that deeper sense of deep connective power, but also, you know, the responsibility and the leadership to direct that power in a way that is of benefit to yourself and others. So until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Is this something that you guys resonate with at all? This is your mind, your unconscious mind. Yep. Beautiful. So what are limiting beliefs and how they limit you in life and business, and how you can clear them to move forward? All right. So I'm just bringing my notes out now, because this was one of the particular questions I said I would address. So limiting beliefs really, you know, in my view, I mean, you can talk about this for a long time, but my view is really something that, it started with a thought, and that thought in your world got validated over and over. So that thought actually, transformed into a belief. So you started to believe that thought. So when you believe a thought, or you take on or choose a belief, maybe you've heard a concept or you've heard something, and you've said to yourself, yeah, I resonate with that. I believe that. It's something that has come from outside of yourself that creates a pattern within you. It creates, an automatic pattern for you. It sits in your unconscious and it creates an automatic pattern for you. So you don't have to consciously think every step you take, or think about, let's say, how to make a cup of coffee. When you make a cup of coffee, you learn how to make the cup of coffee, you repeat it a few times, and then all of a sudden you don't even have to think about making the cup of coffee for yourself. So it's created, an unconscious neural pathway in your brain that allows you to make that cup of coffee without thinking and be automatic. So with your beliefs and your thinking patterns, these make up the way you can be in the world without being automatic. So they're automatic reactions. So how they limit your life is they're good while you're wanting, you're totally cool with how you're living. Like they're really cool. But if you want change in your life, you need to upgrade those beliefs. You need to upgrade those neural pathways in your brain to support the reality or the way of life and be the new automation for you to exist from. So there's so many of these beliefs that we've taken on over a lifetime, and some of them, are perfect for where you're at, or perfect for where you want to be, or the reality that you want to be living. And some are holding you back. They're kind of like in conflict of the new thoughts or the new reality you want for yourself. As an example, you might have a belief that you don't deserve money, but you're saying to yourself constantly, I want more money in my life. I want to have money to travel. I want to have money to send my kids to private school. I want to have money to buy a home. I want to have money just because I want money. I want to be able to pay my bills without having to juggle or rob Peter to pay Paul. So if you have a belief that you don't deserve money, then that's in conflict with what you're now desiring, what you're now saying. So that underlying belief you may not be aware of, and it's keeping you in the vicious cycle of going round and round and still being in a state of being in lack of money. So that's just one example of an unconscious belief that limit you in your life and business. How you can clear it to move forward, there are many different ways, but I'm going to share, just a couple of easy, quick ways. Is one, you practice self-awareness. You start becoming aware of, going into self-inquiry. So, if you're not finding that money is, let's use the money one as an example, is flowing into your life, just, inquire within, ask the questions like, what's stopping me from having money in my life? Just get very quiet and still, or sit in nature. That's a really good way to, go within and be more deeply connected with yourself. That part of you, that inner knowing part of you that can give you a really good answer. And you can then, just have that awareness come to you. Or you might ask, you might just say to yourself, look, show me in life where the block is, and life will show you. Something will happen in your life that will actually help you become aware. It's usually a relationship or, a conversation. You'll just have a heightened awareness around something in your reality, in your life, that will give you a moment of, oh my goodness, that's what it is. That's what my unconscious belief is, or my patterning is, that has been keeping me stuck. And with that awareness, if you really own it, then you can just in that moment be very aware and present with it, and make a conscious choice from that time, to create a new automatic pattern, a new way of thinking. And often people will do that through affirmations, saying positive statements, having them up around the place, just reminding themselves of the pattern, the neurological pattern that they want to have. So that's what I really call affirming a new automatic pattern. The other way is that you can dive deeper. You can dive deeper, and certainly you need to, in my opinion, be aware of and have mastery of your own mind, which means being able to consciously choose your own thoughts. But you can go beyond actually allowing beliefs to be the pattern that runs the patterns, the automation. You can go straight into the depth of your inner knowing, and you'll be on your soul's journey. And from that place, then you don't necessarily operate from the space of old beliefs interfering, or lack of confidence, or you don't have self-doubt. So you can actually immerse into that aspect of yourself, in being embodied of that deeper aspect of yourself. And from that place, you don't find that, we all move in and out of it, like you get what I call wobbly, but you don't find you have all those challenges come up in your manifestation practice that normally block you or hold you back. Is this helpful, guys? Just let me know. Yeah, cool. Yeah, great. So how to turn your mind into a productive ally will lead you to success. So what that is, in my opinion, is, as I said before, is learning how to work with your mind. So instead of your mind running you and your choices, because it's automatically programmed, is actually learning how to be in a greater state of awareness, in that highest, what I call a highest state of mind. And it all sounds very complicated, but really what it means is, just taking some time to stop and just notice, where is your attention right now in your thoughts? And just notice that. And so then notice the content of your thoughts. Notice if your thoughts are helpful or unhelpful. The unhelpful thoughts are really the thoughts that are distracting you from where you want your mind to be in the present moment. Or it could be, thoughts of where you're being unkind to yourself, which is also, unhelpful from where you possibly want to be in the moment, unless you really want to have that experience or choose that experience. And so you just notice that. And so then what you do is you discern. You can discern to choose to engage with the thoughts or not. So if you don't want to, just allow the thoughts to be there and gently bring your attention back to the now moment, the outcome, where you want to be in this moment, what you want to be giving your attention to. And that's it. It's just a very simple practice. So that is stop, notice where your attention is, Notice if your thoughts are helpful or unhelpful. Make a choice if you want to engage with those thoughts, and then engage if it's to engage. And if it's not, and when you're finished engaging, if you have engaged, then gently bring your thoughts back to where you want to put your focus of attention. Bring your mind back to where you want to place your attention. Yeah. So it's a really cool way to build up your mental muscle. I call it mind fitness. And, mind fitness is powerful. In a busy modern world, the more you can practice mind fitness, the more, the more in alignment that you are, the more ease you manifest, because that is one aspect of, those deeper levels of manifestation. I am abundance and success. So this particular message is really about, as I said before, you can do what I call linear goal setting, which is, saying, this is my goal, and then setting out a logical path to achieve it, which usually includes striving and hard work and focus and attention and all those things. And as I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But when we want to talk about it doesn't usually include manifestation. So when we talk about manifestation, we have the teachings of, The Secret that talk about ask, believe, and receive. And through using visualization and feeling as if it's already happened. And I don't think they teach to take action, but taking action is usually the next step. So what I'm about to offer you is an invitation to explore a little bit deeper into the fact that you are a powerful, creative being, human being. And just simply to remember that, like to remember and own it, because when you can really come home to yourself, to your authentic self, to remembering your true nature and your personal gifts, your innate gifts, which are inner knowing, which are that you already are complete, which are that you already have all the answers within you, that you enter into, what we call this spiral energy. Nothing is outside of you. The creative process happens totally within your vessel, within your body. If you think about when women have babies, it all happens within the human body. The baby grows. The baby, starts off as a soul and moves into physicality. The very first organ of a baby is the heart. So nature leaves all these clues for us. And so when you really move into your heart space and leave from the heart, you move into this particular space of I am abundant and successful. Like when you're truly in your heart space, the negative thinking patterns, the self-doubt, the confidence, lack of confidence, all those things that we struggle with in manifestation, they don't exist. They don't show up in our mind. And I'm just taking a moment to breathe that feeling in, and I want to invite you to as well. Just breathing into your heart space. and acknowledging the words, I am abundant and successful now. And when you choose to lead and live from the heart space, and I'm not saying this is easy, it's actually quite a journey to learn to move from a mind space to actually really coming into your heart space and into your body. But the more that you move into this aspect of you, the easier and more magical things show up in your life. And it's a pretty fun way. It's extraordinary. And the amount of suffering and the amount of, I want to say, being on a roller coaster type human roller coaster ride, the emotional roller coaster ride, is, you know, is actually, it's not deep with suffering and extremes. It's more even, and you're more aware, and you're able just to move and work with the emotional energies that we have as human beings, and they're an important aspect of manifesting as well, without the attachment to suffering with them or suffering through them. Just want to check in with you guys, and how are you going with the information there? Yep, great. Yep, thanks, guys. Yeah, so I just wanted to share with you. I've been working with Megan Albanese. She's a voice coach and teacher and social entrepreneur from Kunga, and I always find it good and inspiring to hear about other people's journeys in working with these teachings and this work. And she says that since working with Teresa, I've begun to enjoy the have-tos in life, and have noticed I'm enjoying the day-to-day practicalities of life a lot more. I had previously ticked off a lot of massive goals in my life, but I had burnt myself out and was exhausted and stressed and not interested in going for gold anymore. Now I'm feeling inspired to once again work towards both career, relationship, and financial goals, because I feel equipped to really do things differently. And as cliche as it sounds, actually enjoy the journey. So only enroll in coaching or a course with Teresa if you want things to be easier, more joyful, and a little bit magical. So are you ready for the 3 secrets? I know some of you on the call, you'll know these secrets already. We've been doing some work together. So the 3 secrets, the first one is, here's Wonder Woman Superman back again, is self-awareness and personal leadership. Taking absolute full responsibility for your reality. Being really honest and authentic about what matters most to you and your personal mission or vision. When you really move into your heart and realize what matters most to you, a lot of the identifying with the false aspects, the aspects that you've kind of taken on from society, your environment, upbringing, or choices you've made that haven't really been true to your true essence, they kind of fall away. So when you actually decide to take the steering wheel of your life and your creation, your mission and vision, something magical happens. An alignment process happens. And in that alignment process, a lot of aspects that are not what I call your true self will simply fall away. And you start to move into a space of being more in your power. And from that place, you manifest much easier, much quicker. And yourself, as I've explained, shared with you through the earlier slides, self-awareness is a massive, massive aspect to, diving deeper into, walking on this earth as a conscious creator. The second hidden secret is presence. One of my mentors in business often says that presence precedes strategy. And that was something that I totally have lived by. I start any journey of creating anything new in my reality, whether it's a business, whether it's a project, whether it's a joint venture, whether it's a holiday, by being really present and gaining the vision, from the deeper aspects of myself, from my soul's vision, because my soul has a much grander view and more detailed view and a more enriching and fulfilling view of the new reality than my thinking mind could ever come up with. In fact, I often say to people on this journey, when you're having the experience of living in a fourth dimensional way of life, in a new paradigm, that you just can't make this stuff up. Synchronicities happen, incredibly amazing synchronicities happen. Your awareness of how things are coming together just blow your mind. And it's a joy to be in that space and to enjoy that creative aspect of yourself. Everything is lighter and more fun. You can totally rest in a sense of knowing that the universe has your back, as long as you have your own back. The universe will always match the level of commitment that you have to yourself. So a majestic tree knows it's a tree, doesn't try to be anyone else. It's just itself, its unique self, and it's deeply rooted in the earth. So by practicing being really grounded, being in your body, being true to your own nature, being true to your personality, being true to your desires, being in your heart in the moment, you are a magnetic beacon. And so whatever intentions you set for your life, you are coming from a place of strong self-empowerment by being present. Being present also activates a greater self-awareness, which was the first key. With that self-awareness, you have greater ability to rest in your inner knowing. So you are moving more in flow as well. So the more present you can be, the more self-aware you are, the more you are in flow, because when you're in self-awareness, in strong self-awareness, you can adjust, because things move and change all the time. We're in very fast-track times energetically. So what you thought or what you tuned into, even when you listen to your heart like an hour ago, may not necessarily be the same directional guidance the next hour or the next day. So being present allows you to just be in that constant awareness and direction more hours in the day. The third key is co-creative dialogue. So I just touched on that. Being in conversation with your soul, with your intuition, universal intelligence, being in that. So learning to trust your instincts, your intuition, it's paramount in creating more ease and flow. Your intuition always knows what's best for you. Like, it gives you the most direct path to manifest or bring into reality, or connect you with the people that you need to connect with for, the next outcome of what you want in relation to manifesting what you're setting an intention to manifest. So having that two-way dialogue is a really powerful asset, really powerful skill. It is innate within you to learn how to access that and powerfully, have that as a powerful ally in how you live in the world. It's there's actually so funny because I'm saying about co-creative dialogue, but what I'm hearing is there's no words for it. Like, I hope you can get the feeling from me. There's absolutely no words for that co-creative dialogue that happens. And it happens internally through, for some people, it's inspired thought. It's a sense or a feeling or an inner knowing. And for some people, if they find that challenging, they might say, well, show me something physical to confirm, this is the best action for me to take, or to, they give meaning to physical objects. Like, some people give meaning to, if they see a feather, they feel like the angels are supporting them, or that's a yes for them. Or if they see eagles, it's a yes. But you can actually make statements that to the universe that, if you want an answer, you can make a physical statement of, if I see this within 24 hours, that's a yes. There's another way that you can use your body as well as a pendulum, just simply by standing up and saying to yourself, yes is moving forward, like you lean forward, and no is gently leaning backwards. And then you stand there and you ask your question, and you will either feel a gentle movement forward in your body or a gentle movement back. So that's a way, I call it using your pendulum, and your body's a good way to do that, to get simple answers, yes and no answers. So developing that co-creative dialogue is so powerful. The more you work with that dialogue, your intuition heightens. So the more attention you give to that internal dialogue and utilizing your intuition and taking action on what you feel you can, let's say, safely move forward on and practice, then do that. Because the more you use it, the more it will grow, the more you feel you cultivate that relationship with your intuition. And it is your innate birthright. It's your innate gift, and it's powerful. A great support for life. So here's good old Oprah. And Oprah said that learning to trust your instincts, using your intuitive sense of what's best for you, is paramount for any lasting success. I've trusted the still small voice of intuition my entire life. And the only time I've made mistakes is when I didn't listen. And most of us will know, the amazing journey Oprah's been on. She's, quite an inspirational lady. So discovering the best answers within you. As I said at the start of the webinar, you have all the answers within you. But, for many people, they don't know how to access those answers. So I hope that you've gained, some gold within what I've shared tonight with how to access your intuition more. And I just want to share another message, another testimonial actually from Greg, who I've done some work with. Teresa works fast and deep, and she gets to the intuition and brings it out on the table before you know it. Somehow she starts off being a sounding board, someone to bounce ideas off, and then before you know it, you're discussing major transformation and courageous actions, and then things just happen. And she makes it seem like it was your idea. Great guidance, intuitive exploration, and gentle but firm commitment to taking action. Teresa has great communication style and approach for when you need to make really big decisions in your life. I would recommend her without hesitation. And I just wanted to share that really because it's good to get a perspective from someone who has done this work with me. But really, when Greg talks about, I make it seem like it's his idea or your idea, really it is. It is because it's only coming from within you. Whatever the realization is coming from within you. When you can be with someone who can be so present with you, they just hold the space for you to have your own self-awareness, for you to bring that out in you. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed the information tonight. This is, a space where you don't have to be like these guys and have massive big to-do lists. The universe, your co-creative space, your innate co-creative ability is totally, your birthright to activate and use and share and enjoy and experience, to manifest much easier, much quicker by going deeper inside of yourself and embracing your truth, embracing the power that is already within you, embracing your unique aspects. And the more you do that, the more you step into those three keys: the self-awareness, personal leadership, the presence, and the co-creative dialogue. So what's next? If you are struggling with challenges, if there are blind spots and unconscious beliefs and patterns that you really, are not able to yet see for yourself, I've got a special offer for you tonight. If you would like for me to support you and gain clarity and move through that and activate some alignment and skills to move into what it is that you're wanting it for yourself much easier and faster. So the next step is a one-on-one consultation, 60 minutes, and it's valued at $250. And so what I'm offering for anyone who feels they really would like to do some deep work is how we can work together to bring more abundance into your life with ease. And so I've given a very, very special price for you being on this webinar tonight. If you would like, you can receive a laser-focused intuitive coaching session to break free of your biggest challenge in life and business right now. So it's normally $250 for only $97. And that is actually fully refundable if you're not happy with the result you get from there. So I'm just going to come back on this. So I'm just popping up this offer here for $97. If you feel that it is something you'd like to take up, all you need to do is is click on the link and it'll take you through to a payment there. And if you're not feeling called to that, I hope that you've really enjoyed the webinar and got some value out of it. It's awesome. Well, thanks for being on the call, everyone, and happy manifesting. You know, happy manifesting. Enjoy the journey. It's so much fun. Thank you. Bye. Bye for now.